Today I'd like to share with you my current top 10 audiobooks for software engineers. This will be a mix of fiction and nonfiction books. Full disclosure, I use Audible for all my audiobooks. I'm not sponsored by them. I do provide an affiliate link in the description below, so yeah, there's that. Use it or ignore it. It doesn't affect the list and how awesome these books are. Alright, well, let's jump into number 10, the Millennium series. Alright, I'm already cheating a bit here. This is a series of books as opposed to one book. The Millennium series has 3 books and is a fictional story about a hacker with social issues that gets involved in a deep murder mystery.
The trial was irretrievably over. Everything that could be said had been said, but he had never doubted that he would lose. The written verdict was handed down at 10 on Friday morning, and all that remained was a summing up from the reporters waiting in the corridor outside the district court.
I got into this book after watching the American film based on the name of the first book. In this case, the series of books is definitely better than the movie. I recommend this book if you're into murder mysteries. Great way to include hackers in the mix. Alright, number 9, Snow Crash. This is the first science fiction book I physically read. I didn't really read novels growing up. I mainly read comic books, graphic novels, programming books, and other tech-related stuff. Years later, I rediscovered this book via Audible.
When they gave him the job, they gave him a gun. The deliberator never deals in cash, but someone might come after him anyway. Might want his car or his cargo. The gun is tiny, aero-styled, lightweight. The kind of gun a fashion designer would carry.
Great performance, and the sound effects between chapters are kind of cool. This is a fun yet complex sci-fi novel that really gets your imagination going. Love this book. Number 9, Elon Musk. Elon Musk is arguably the most famous engineer in the world right now. His ambitions and accomplishments have surpassed what many tech billionaires have hoped to accomplish. Don't get me wrong, there are richer engineers from the dot-com days, but none have taken on countries.
I'd gotten to the restaurant first and settled down with a gin and tonic, knowing Musk would, as ever, be late. After about 15 minutes, Musk showed up wearing leather shoes, designer jeans, and a plaid dress shirt. Musk stands 6'1", but ask...
This is the best book on Elon Musk and a must-read for engineers. Number 7, The Martian. The performance is amazing.
Let's see, where do I begin? The Ares program. Mankind reaching out to Mars to send people to another planet for the very first time and expand the horizons of humanity, blah, blah, blah.
There were times where I would come home from a long commute and I would just sit in my car so I could listen to the rest of a chapter. Great sci-fi that is closely based on reality. Number 6, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series. Alright, this is another series, I know. This classic dramatized radio series will make you feel like a kid from the 50s sitting next to your parents' living room radio.
Come off it, Mr. Dent. You can't win, you know. Look, there's no point in lying down in the path of progress.
I've gone off the idea of progress. It's overrated.
But you must realise that you can't lie in front of the bulldozers indefinitely.
I'm game.
I saw the 2005 movie before finding this series on Audible. The audiobooks are way better. Number 5, Reemdy. From the same author behind Snow Crash, this novel is a bit less complicated and much longer.
It was different here, where one had to attend to one's weapons to make sure that the barrels were always pointed across the barbed wire. When Richard was seen, it was during terse one-on-one conversations spoken distinctly.
The title is a play on the file name many software engineers are familiar with, README. Love this mix of hackers, terrorists, spies, gamers, farmers, tech mogul, and an innocent refugee girl turned badass. Great book. Number 4, Ready Player One. This is a fun nostalgic 80s read that still manages to add a ton of modern day sci-fi. On top of that, it's read by Will Wheaton.
Parsifal TV wasn't a voyeur channel. In fact, I never showed my avatar's face on my vid feed. Instead, I programmed a selection of classic 80s TV shows, retro commercials, cartoons, music videos, and movies.
Aside from the dystopian future, this book is probably not far off on the tech side since VR and AR platforms are lining up to be the next big thing. Only when Apple makes one, of course. I kid. I'm a big fan of virtual worlds, both in media and tech. I suspect many software engineers are as well. Number 3, the Demon series. Alright, this is going to be the last series, I promise. If I were to sort this list based on books I listen to the most, these 2 books would come up in the top slots.
Matthew Sobel had died. That's what the news said. And then it all made sense to him. Sobel's game finally made sense. It was beautiful, really. Clever man.
This book does an amazing job of using modern-day tech like demon programs, AR glasses, autonomous vehicles, cryptocurrency, and so much more to create a suspenseful thriller that really pulls you in. I listened to this book so many times, I'll probably listen to it again in the next week or two. Love this series. Number 2, Masters of Doom. This book tells the amazing story of id Software and 2 young programmers who created a whole new genre of video games.
Paintball-like contests played from a first-person point of view, the games have pioneered a genre known as first-person shooters. They are among the best-selling franchises in this $10.8 billion industry and a sizable reason why Americans spend more money on video games than on movie tickets.
I was a huge fan of Doom and spent many hours playing the original games. Had no idea the same company was behind the popular BBS distributed game called Commander Keen. This is a great book that's well written, and of course having Will Wheaton narrate it is another plus. Alright, here it is, my number 1 audiobook. Drumroll please. Ghost in the Wires, My Adventures as the World's Most Wanted Hacker. This is the amazing, detailed, thrilling story of Kevin Mitnick, written by the man himself.
Slipping into a building of your target company. It's something I never like to do, way too risky. Just writing about it makes me practically break out in a cold sweat. But there I was, lurking in the dark parking lot of a billion-dollar company on a warm evening in spring, watching for my opportunity. A week earlier, I had paid a visit to this building in broad daylight.
There's so much tech detail in the story, and yet it feels like a fictional techno-thriller. The cat and mouse chase between the FBI and Mitnick reminds me of another true-life audiobook I enjoyed called Catch Me If You Can. I love stories like this. Well, that's it. My current top 10 audiobooks for software engineers. We'll have more out in the future. Feel free to share your top 10 or any other audiobooks you'd like to share in the comments below. Thanks for watching this video. Subscribe to the channel for more software engineering tidbits.